What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Kinda Funny podcast. I'm your host, Nick Scarpino, alongside the root and dang it, Andy. Dang it, Andy.
No, you
I
got
was
it.
like, I'm doing it from memory today. And I can't. Let me see if I can do this from memory. The Hispanic treat, Latino heat, clicking heads and ripping them to shreds. He loves CVS. He loves it. He loves that CVS.
CVS is the best.
From twitch.tv/Andy Cortez. Mr. Andy Cortez, what's going on?
I'm great, Nick. Thank you for that flawless intro.
Perfect.
I'm doing fantastic. I'm currently, I kind of had one of those days where I was like, dang, I haven't really eaten anything. So I'm having one of my Kind bars, my probiotic bars.
I like that you somehow found Kind bars that look healthier than the normal Kind bar, which is
Well,
healthy to
so
begin with.
these Kind bars are the discovery that I made in LA when I went down for something. What did I go down for? Oh, for the Dune screening. My CVS has like 7 different Kind bars, not these though. And everybody knows that I am a fiend for anything apple or apple cinnamon flavored. And I went to the Walgreens in the LA area and I found these and I went, oh my God, I didn't know this product existed. Immediately opened up Amazon, Nick, and fucking delivered like a crate of just nothing but these. And they're fantastic. And they're probiotics because the other ones are protein bars. And when you're not working out and eating protein bars, not a great thing. Turns out.
When you just eat protein, you don't work out. It doesn't have the desired effect.
Yeah. And also just lots of farts. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, dude, you get the mud gut real fast.
Oh my God.
Also joining us on this podcast, it's Christmas all month. Joey Noel. Joey, how you doing?
I'm doing really well, mostly because we played some Fortnite on stream today, which means that we were streaming until like a little after 2:30. I was like, should I have the podcast? I don't have time to make lunch. I'm gonna order some McDonald's, which means I have a McDonald's Diet Coke, the holy grail of Diet Coke options.
Oh my God. I went to, first off, when you're right, Joey. I mean,
thank you.
You have some garbage opinions normally, but
terrible.
No, I'm joking. You got great opinions. But
garbage human being, even more garbage. Doubles down.
Damn, brings him back. Keeps everybody in check, you know?
Yeah, let me rephrase that. Your opinions are not as garbage as you are.
What I'll say is I love McDonald's. I'll say that. I love McDonald's. I love the nuggets. I love the hamburgers. And I have a
really brave of you to
say that right now. I know. A lot of people are hating on that. They're all like these
going on the limb there.
These fucking Chick-fil-A believers and all this stuff. Oh yeah, you like Chick-fil-A? Good for you. You like cold chicken that's barely cooked, that feels slimy when it goes down your mouth. Good for you. I like my
Chick-fil-A
chicken.
Makes me shit like crazy.
This is gonna be a podcast.
Wait, what do I put as the first thing that we're talking about?
Chick-fil-A makes me shit like crazy.
Just intros.
Is what it is. But Joey, what I'll say is like, I've never been disappointed with a large fountain beverage from McDonald's. They knock it out of the frickin' park. And the other night I was coming back from a comedy gig that I was doing, and I was like, I'm fucking hungry. I haven't eaten all day. And you know what? I deserve this. So I stopped off at the McDonald's over in like FiDi, like the financial district. And
that sounds cool. That sounds like a stadium, the FiDi Stadium.
It's like a super high tech McDonald's, one of the ones that has that you walk up to and they make you order with the thing.
Oh, and Nick, is it one of the redesigned ones that looks? There's been a lot of like anger over how modern architecture and modern art has been sort of swallowing Americana, you know? Mm-hmm. And so gone are the days of the super bright and vibrant McDonald's. And now it's like, is it one of those that has like the matte black outside with like just the cool, sexy looking M?
No, this one looks a little bit like
sexy M.
Oh yeah, Joey, gigantic dick. It's a big bulb.
Really girthy M.
Right.
Joey, and by the way, I can just see the flash forward, Your Honor. I did not support the big M. I laughed at it because it was fucking hilarious. No. This isn't one of those. This is like a weird McDonald's that it kind of feels European. Like it's very narrow, and you feel like there should be an upstairs, but I don't think there is an upstairs. But like, have you guys ever been to McDonald's like London or Tokyo or any
I went to one in Barcelona. That was weird.
I've been to this one, Nick.
Have you?
I went to this one with my ex-girlfriend during we had gone to, I think, I think we'd gone to some sort of protest rally thing, and we stopped
Yeah,
by that
probably
one,
because it's
and
close
it
to
is
Union Square.
so thin. It is
thin.
very very thin. It reminds me of like a GameStop sort of place.
Yes, it's like it very much is a GameStop.
Where is
Oh.
this?
It's like on I want to say it's
Fi-Day.
on
Little Fi-Day.
Okay.
Post
So
Street.
let's see if I
I
can get
want
a
to say
image.
or Sutter, Geary Post or Sutter, something like that. One
I
of those
googled
streets.
sexy McDonald's and did not get the results that I was expecting.
Did you get like a sexy Ronald McDonald cosplay?
A lot of shirtless Ronald McDonald's. Yeah,
That's hot.
Yeah.
Have you seen Greg as Ronald McDonald?
this
It's
dude's got
terrifying.
abs.
Ugh.
Is
Of
this
course,
Jessica
that,
Negri? No, never mind.
that would be amazing. I mean, I would not put it past Jessica Negri to do a sexy Ronald McDonald.
Yeah,
Jessica Negri is one of those human beings that is just so perfect because she gets how to fuck with people, and I love it. Like I love seeing the cosplay she does, where you're like, oh, that's really good cosplay, and then you cut one picture over, you just swipe one picture over, and you're like, that's the most twisted thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Exactly.
And it's so funny. And if it makes me laugh, Jessica, if you're watching this podcast, which I doubt you are, but if you are, first off, hey, what's going on? Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Second off, if it makes me laugh, you've done something very wrong or very right. Just throwing that out there. Yes, this is exactly the one I'm thinking of. This looks like it.
Oh.
So like behind those little things are, oh no, they've ditched those now. Those things are gone, I think. And now they've put those, see that second row of like wood? They've put those like automatic order things up that the people are like, you have to go order there. And I'm like, these machines are taking your job. Eventually.
These machines.
These
That's
machines,
what
yes.
exactly.
They're going to take your job. So the other night, I'm coming back from a comedy gig, Andy, you'll appreciate this. And it is like 11 o'clock, 11:30. And so I'm thinking I'm like, one of the things you guys have to, and Kevin will attest to this. One of the things you guys have to realize when you get married is there's a time window I like to call the judgment zone.
Okay.
And I'm used to 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning being a judgment-free zone. I can come home, I can come and go as I please, because usually my wife is asleep. I come home with
great. Yeah, I love that.
$14 worth of McDonald's, $14 worth of double hamburgers. I got like 4 of them. And I come home and I put it down and I come in my room and I hear the bedroom door open. And I'm like, oh no. And I just hear D go, did you get McDonald's?
I'm like, aren't you supposed to be asleep? Go sleep.
I was like, don't judge me. Don't you judge me. She's like, I don't give a fuck if you got McDonald's or not. But it was hilarious because I'm like, clearly I know I'm doing something wrong.
You always feel like you're misbehaving for sure. And I'm kind of the same way here with Barrett and Alyssa. Like I don't like being judged, and I know I'm being judged, and largely it's my anxiety telling me that I'm being judged. But when it's 2 a.m. and that door comes a knocking, and they're probably asleep, and
they have
Lulu's
the front bedroom.
Lulu's gonna hear the noise and be like, "Ruh, ruh," and I hear that in the like at night, and I'm like, I'm so sorry right now that I'm misbehaving in such a bad way. I'm such a bad boy right now because I really wanted pizza.
Bad boy
at
kind of funny.
1:55 a.m. I'm a good Christian Catholic boy who needs to be punished. You know?
no.
And so like
Wait, did you
totally
get your
understand that
Pasquales
vibe.
last night?
I sure did, Joe. Yeah.
Oh,
Leftovers
happy
are
for
in the
you.
fridge. Leftovers are in the fridge waiting for me.
Pasquale's is good. I walked by. God, there's like so many good little pizza places in my neighborhood that I walk by and I'm like, one day I'm gonna get these, but not today because I bought 2 new pairs of jeans stupidly right before Thanksgiving, and I was like, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. And then after Thanksgiving, I was like, these have to go in the closet for a little while. These gotta go there. I'm doing that thing right now where I'm wearing one of them and the button's undone, but the belt's holding it all together. You guys ever do that? I do that all the time.
No, I don't.
I don't ever wear
Really?
belts.
Oh, I have to wear belts. So I have
You
a
don't
belt that
actually do that though, right?
I'm doing it right now. Do you want to see?
Yeah, kind of.
Do you?
Look.
He wants to see.
Oh wait, it's button, but usually I do that. It is button. But usually
Oh wait,
it's
I
that.
lied.
It goes like that. You see how it just kind of gives me a little
yeah,
extra.
and then
It
you
gives
just
a
live your
solid-
life like that.
It gives you a solid half inch. No, it's my reminder.
It's full of
That's my
shame,
like.
though, right?
That's my like safety mechanism where I have to if I have a belt. I had the same belt that I've worn for a long time, like numerous belts I bought like 2 of them back in the day. I just go back and forth between them. But I'm like, if I'm feeling really good about myself and like I'm felt down, I'm in like the 180s, I'm hitting on that back, like little grommet, right? That last little ring, that last little belt loop, that's the one I'm hitting. Now I'm on the second one. I was getting up to the third one for a hot second there. And when I'm on the third little hole, Andy, in the belt, That means that basically the zipper's down also. Like the buttons are gone. The button's not even a factor in this
Okay,
fight
got it.
anymore.
Are you doing this in like? Are you going out in public like this?
Yeah, 100%. Nobody can see. You don't know if I'm wearing.
There's no there. You have all coverage.
You might. I mean, I wear the long shirts, as you know. Like, you
Maybe
know.
you get a little peek every once in a while.
Well, I have to
Lift
wear
your
an extra.
hands
I
up.
have to wear a large one of our shirts, which means that they kind of look like. Sometimes they get a little longer on me, so it covers all of my humility.
Got it.
It's a weird one today.
I had to deal with that back home, Nick. When I went back home for my grandfather's funeral, I had the same issue where I realized I don't have any nice clothes. The only nice clothes I have, well, first off, one of the nice things that I had was a suit jacket that was in the Kind of Funny closet, and I think Nick threw it away, so that's gone.
No, I kept a bunch of those. They're in the new studio. It's saran wrapped to some desks and some chairs.
Hell yeah. So the pants, however, I still have, and I also still had the undershirt, and it was a very, very nice, like Calvin Klein white long sleeve undershirt, very like thick and really good quality. And the last time I wore all of those was Kevin's wedding.
Well,
And
that was a long time ago.
Kevin, let's just say that there's been a lot of misbehaving since Kevin's wedding.
I don't like
All
that
hanky
phrasing,
panky.
Andy. I don't like that phrasing.
No, not hanky panky. No, just like
Okay.
eating.
I didn't know what we were
No,
talking
just
about.
eating and not exercising. So the problem that I had was with these nice pants. You got the two
With these
clips.
nice pants.
You got the two clips that go
Yeah.
boop boop.
I hate
Right?
them. I hate those two clips.
I
the
mean,
fuck
I'm
outta here with
fighting
these
for
two
my
clips.
life out there to get
Are those
both
like
clips
instead
on.
of buttons?
Yeah,
Yes,
so
Joe.
just I think some
Like
I
those
think
slide ones?
Yeah, they kind of slide in, but there's two of
Clamp
them.
in, yeah.
Yeah.
They're just trying
And
to
it's
hold on
like-
for dear.
Yeah,
Like-
it's as if they know that I'm gonna have that third piece of wedding cake at Kevin's wedding.
Yeah, the problem that I had was trying to do both of them like they are designed and intended to was not the call. Like I was going to be struggling the whole night just being like, "Oh, this is so uncomfortable." So this is sort of the similar situation of Nick going without the top button, but with me it was these two clamps are supposed to line up with these two clamps that go bloop and slot in.
Right.
But I'm going to have to do these clamps.
You're gonna have to go A to B. You're gonna have to go 1 to 2.
And that's not how it's designed to be.
No.
This isn't a like, in case it doesn't fit you, go with this. No, that like when you do that, you get that little.
It's gonna look a little weird.
You get it's almost Joey like when you kind of misdo the buttons on a long sleeve in front, in the front of the buttons. You see that sort of unevenness. And luckily, the belt that I had, which is also for the belt that I wore at Kevin's wedding, haven't worn it since, also had the same issue. Oh, and also the shirt that I wore. I never washed that shirt.
That's
That's
realized-
super normal. That's
yeah.
super normal.
It's been like
yeah.
3 years.
Yeah,
since
but
Kevin
like, he
got
only wore it
married.
the once. He didn't get that sweaty. He didn't dance that hard.
I danced pretty hard, Kevin, and also the collar still had my concealer, my Neutrogena concealer on it.
Yes.
It was like pretty tan around. I was like, why is it dirty there? I was like, oh, the concealer from my like neck and acne and shit like that. And my mom was able to wash that shit, and she was like, look, perfect. Look at that. It's brand new. It looks amazing. And I was so lucky that the pants held up the whole night. And I think I looked pretty decent, and I wasn't like super self-conscious about myself, but I was pretty worried going into it, thinking like, oh God, not only will these clothes not fit, but I'm gonna have to go somewhere and buy clothes back home. I'm gonna have to go to a Mervyn's.
Oh my God. But not only that.
Mervyn's.
Put a pin in that thought right now, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, because this is the Kind of Funny podcast where we're just hanging out, talking to you, because we love you. Make sure you go to patreon.com/kindoffunny. Just like Delaney Twining, Greg Miller returns to content next month. Nick Should Quit Now, and Pranksky did. They are our Patreon producers for this month. And this show is brought to you by MeUndies, Trade Coffee, Audible, and HBO Max. We'll talk about them a little bit later.
Nick, I had a dream.
Okay.
I had a really like exciting and good dream, and I woke up and I was very sad because in this dream we were doing some content, and Henry Cavill was a part of it.
Ooh.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
And
Henry Cavill, cool guy.
just like a lovely dude, just being a super lovely, nice man. And he was really vibing with me and my humor. And like we were all talking video games, and he had to leave for the shoot. And he was like, "Hey, it was a pleasure working with you all. Thank you so much for that." And he was like, "Andy, great meeting you, man. Great meeting." And I was like, "Well, he knows my first name," and it felt so good. It felt amazing. And then I woke up and I felt so sad that Henry Cavill's not my friend.
That is
Heartbreaking.
first off,
Soul crushing.
should I say I'm gonna say this, Joey. This is for you. This is
Okay.
you know how you're my consigliere, you're my priest, right?
Yes.
I have to make confessions to Joey on a monthly basis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna confess something right now. I'm a little jealous that Henry Cavill knew Andy's name in his dream and not mine. I don't like that. I'll be honest with you, I don't like that Henry Cavill left the room, was like, great doing content with you. Andy, so good to meet you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no. I should be as memorable. I gotta try harder.
Nick, I was cutting it up and he was
into
laughing.
Andy's subconscious.
Joe, he was laughing at all of my jokes and like it was just a great time. And we were talking about like and I think a lot of it was I think my subconscious was acting on last night how we did the Game Awards and they showed a new trailer for a Warhammer game.
Oh.
And recently on the Graham Norton show, he was talking to him about his hobby. It was him and Tom Holland talking to Graham Norton and it's a TikTok video. It's always passed by from a different poster every other TikTok, it feels like. But he's talking about his hobby of Warhammer and how he plays and he paints the figurines and he's a nerd. Like he builds PCs all the time. He's a big gamer. That one famous kind of thing where they ask him about like, oh, so you play video games? He's like, oh yeah. And they go, PlayStation or Xbox? He goes, PC. Well, come on.
Awesome.
And he's huge into Warhammer. And so he buys the figurines and we'll paint them like the way Rahul Kohli does.
Tabletop gaming. So it's
yeah, tabletop.
They do basically like figurines. Yeah, it's one of the oldest Warhammer games. A couple of my friends in college were into it, and I was like, you guys don't even play this shit. You like painting the miniatures.
Yeah, and a lot of people do. That's where some people find the hobby of like, I'm not necessarily gonna play this. I want to buy the sets of the little tiny figurines and paint them and make them look battle damaged and shit like that.
Because Warhammer is like it's futuristic, but you're like in like armor suits and shit like that too, right? With,
yeah,
like,
well, I mean,
kind of like an axe too and stuff like that.
A lot of this was from last night where we're just kind of annoyed with like, what the fuck is Warhammer? Because they have Warhammer Vermintide where like you're a bunch of rats, and then they have Warhammer that feels like Space Marines Doom, and then there's Warhammer where it seems more like medieval type stuff. It's just like a very confusing IP for us to understand. And then I brought up the TikTok, and Tom Holland was there and was like, can you invite me to that? I'd love to go hang out with you and paint little figurines. And so like Henry Cavill's just such a cool dude. And in this dream, we were talking about like nerdy shit. And yeah, Nick, he actually said at the end of the dream, he's like, that fucking Nick guy sucks. And I was like, I know.
God damn it.
So I had to agree with him. Sorry. Dude.
I don't like this. I got to try harder next time you dream about Henry Cavill. I'm in this dream.
It was so lovely, man. He's just I desperately want Greg to go through the PR people that you go through, because I feel like he would do a podcast with a group like us to just talk nerd shit. He never does it is a thing, but I also wonder how many people are actually reaching out to the right people and trying to get in contact. Like he doesn't want to talk about his acting career. This dude wants to talk about like whatever game he's playing right now. Like that's what he wants. It's kind of like the Hunter Pence thing. He doesn't want to talk about baseball. He wants to talk about Magic the Gathering and shit like that. So like this is something I really want Greg to focus on in 2021. We did our employee reviews, and that's something I should have written down for Greg. Yeah. Greg, focus on getting Henry Cavill.
Get us Cavill or don't come back to work.
Don't ever come back to work.
Now. You know, it's sad because when people get as famous as him, it's difficult for them to do those podcasts because literally everything he says is like newsworthy. And then I get nervous because I'm like, wow, are people going to actually watch this? Are people going to watch this podcast and be like, well, then that dumb asshole with the mullet was talking about the McDonald's, banging the McDonald's arches or something like that. And then all of a sudden, and then the news comes out, it's like, we recast Superman. And then Henry Cavill's like, I have to beat your ass now. So,
I'm going to beat your where do you live? I'm going to go beat your ass.
God, it'd be so fun to be like, I mean, obviously it's like we're seeing all this through rose-colored glasses, right? But it'd be so fun to be like friends with megastars like that. Because like, A, they would elevate you, but B, how cool would you feel? How cool do you feel when like you get to go into a party that's like an industry party and you get to go into the VIP section? Now imagine if that was like the Oscars. Not that Henry Cavill would take me to the Oscars, but like obviously, apparently, according to Andy, he would take Andy before me.
Oh yeah,
by a long shot. But I'm always fascinated by those people's lives in LA.
He's picking me up in the PJ. We're flying to LA. We're flying to LA for the Oscars. He's gonna pick me up in the PJ.
So he's gonna fly from London to San Francisco, pick you up in a private, not send you a private jet. He's gonna pick you up in the private jet, so you guys can have a little extra spare time together.
He really
catch up
because he craves the In and Out here in Daly City.
Oh, man, that makes sense. Right by the Krispy Kreme.
Very loyal, brand loyal.
That's the one that he loves.
Loyal.
Yeah, he's gonna pick me up at the PJ. He's gonna drive. He's gonna land it on Geary. They're gonna clear out all of Geary. He's gonna land it there. He's gonna be like, Andy, best friend, get the fuck over here, dude. Bring your controller. Elite 2. Bring your controller. So I bring the Elite 2 controller.
Why would you bring your controller? He's a PC gamer. You got to bring your whole setup. Keyboard.
That's so true.
Mouse.
That's so true.
Yeah, but sometimes PC gamers do controllers.
Oh, I just bought a new. I bought a new keyboard, guys, and it's not the one I talked about on last week's podcast.
Oh, Joey, I was calling your ass out.
Oh, why?
Because Halo and 343. Damn it! I don't. It's packed up in the box. I forgot. They sent me some Halo gear, right? Not only the helmet, but along with it they ask you, what do you prefer, console or PC? So I said PC. So to the console people who preferred controller, they sent you the Halo Elite controller, the ones that me and Mike have. And then for the PC people, they sent us the Halo Razer mouse and keyboard. And I was like, oh, this is like the one that Joey used to have. 1 second, I'm gonna grab it out of the box.
We can hear you.
Because I did a really good demonstration of it, Joe. Oh, here it is. So
the really loud one.
Oh yeah, 1 second. Let me get my headphones back.
Oh, that's dope.
No,
I was talking to my
Andy
Twitch chat,
giving me shit. I know it.
I was like, oh yeah, this is like the keyboard Joey had, because I'd be doing Photoshop, and on mine it would be like copy paste, right?
All right.
Maybe the selection tool, and Joey would be doing a Patreon email.
Yeah.
Andy and I had a lot of fun at work, and I've never
Joey,
felt like Andy was going to murder me.
Did Kevin set up a microphone on that shit? Is that plugged into the PA?
He was so mad at me.
It's so loud.
Listen, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. We are known for maybe kind of embellishing the truth here on this channel, right? We love hyperbole. We love getting out there and saying, if I say something's 10, Andy says it's 15, right?
Yeah.
But I would hear Joey typing from the fucking street, walking up to the office.
No, guys, don't fucking team up on it, Joey. It wasn't that loud. It wasn't that loud, Joey.
I would look at her keyboard, and the keys, the space between the actual plastic of the key and the foundation of the keyboard, a solid 5 inches. I'm like, she's gonna get carpal tunnel in her hands from having to type up here. I'm like, how do you see over the keyboard?
She's pushing down with her hands.
You guys are the fucking worst. Be excited about my cool new keyboard, though.
What is it?
But you guys are never gonna see it.
Joey, do you want to know?
Sorry,
Do you want to know how Turnabout's fair play?
Oh,
What?
this is the 100 Thieves drop, right?
Go back. That was
but it looks like super Stardew Valley-y. So I bought it because I was talking on the stream with Mike and Kevin about how I want this other keyboard that I showed the podcast last week when you guys weren't on it. And it's really pretty, and it's white, and it's gold, and it looks really fucking cool. But I was worried because I was like, it's like a aesthetic keyboard. It's not like a high use keyboard. And pretty much like I have been playing way more PC games than I've been playing on my PlayStation. I know, so I'm getting there. So I was like, fuck, I feel like I need a side. I think I need like 2 keyboards, which sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, but whatever. So I bought this little one, and then I am going to get the white and gold one, and that's going to be like, maybe I'll take that into the office. I don't know.
Joey, I'm so glad that I have not fallen into the sort of keyboard collective thing, because I am so attracted to hardware like this. Like, when I see really cool random keyboards from cool, unique brands, and they're constantly on my TikTok feed, Joe. Like, that's
how I found this other one that I put in assets, but I don't think Kevin's here.
So High Ground is actually the brand that 100 Thieves partnered with. And they have these like random drops, these really rare exclusive drops, and we're only selling 150 or whatever, so you have to be there right then and there, and then all the bots will buy 150 and resell them for 7 times the cost. But hardware like that, cool keyboards are so attractive to me that I would love to collect them. I don't have room for fucking anything right now.
Those
Like
are cool.
I am maxed out on room to where it's spilling out into the front of my doorway, Kevin, where the hole in the ceiling is.
Oh no, you cover that whole.
Well, look how cute it is.
That's really cool, Joe. You got to get this.
Yeah, it'll be here hopefully in the next few weeks.
Nice. I'll say this, Joe.
Oh yeah, this is the one that I want. That I think I'm gonna end up getting and taking to the office.
That's so hot.
That's cool.
Isn't it so pretty?
That looks like a Destiny 2 armor set or something. The white and gold has always been a really cool aesthetic.
Yeah,
I need to get.
But I feel like it's not gonna hold up for gaming.
Probably not, but it'll be fine for typing. I need to get one of those number keypads because I have one of the condensed keyboards without that.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. If you do
mine.
get a number pad, Nick, can I buy that one from you?
Wait, you want the smaller keyboard?
Because check it out. Because I have the number pad one, like the full one for my desk, but I want to set up a mouse and keyboard setup for my TV.
Oh.
But all I have is like my tray table to put the peripherals on. Unless I buy one of those neat things that you likely see on like Instagram algorithm things that try to target me, where it's like a laptop setup sort of like desk that kind of goes around you, cushiony sort of thing. Okay. That maybe I could set something up there. But
that's not going to work.
Because I was like, oh, this Halo keyboard, perfect. I can set up a thing for my TV so I could play PC or keyboard mouse on my TV. But it's the tray table is just like too small to have a full keypad.
Well,
so I was thinking like maybe like a little small one.
But I don't know if it would work. You'd still need probably 2.5 feet for a mouse too. Because look, man, Andy, if I'm being honest, I've seen you play mouse and keyboard. You need enough room for that action.
I'm fucking whipping it.
You gotta whip that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this. I have a Steelcase keyboard, and I'll tell you what, Joe, it is all kidding aside, SteelSeries, excuse me, not Steelcase, SteelSeries, and it is the loudest thing ever. And when I do the movie synopsis on Sundays, when Danielle's trying to just relax in the living room, she hates me. So turnabout's fair play.
Everything comes full circle, you know.
Absolutely.
Do we all want to do keyboard ASMR?
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool, Kevin.
What is this thing? This looks like a Kevin-ass keyboard if I've ever seen one in my life.
This is just like a condensed version of not needing a full keyboard.
Kevin, see if SteelSeries has just the number pads. Do they sell one that's just number pads?
I'll look into it.
Because that's what I want. I want a second one that I can just plug into my keyboard when I need the number pad, when I'm doing After Effects work and stuff.
Podcast listeners, can you all take down your votes here in a second and then come to the YouTube video and leave a comment for saying who had the best keyboard sound?
Okay. Oh, I like this. This is fun.
So
who goes first?
Who goes first? We don't say who for the video. We don't say who for the audio listeners.
Oh, we can turn our cameras off right now too. I'm sure Kevin would love that.
Oh, this is kind of cool. This is kind of cool.
If you guys just turn your camera off, it'll leave the screens where they are, and it'll just turn black. So go ahead and go to your Sony. There it is. Nope.
All right.
Yeah, I can do this.
Why did? Why?
Perfect. Okay. Now how do we decide who goes first?
We could have just done what I asked. God.
We'll go into Slack. I'm gonna give us a random. I'm gonna put it in assets.
What are we doing?
We're gonna do keyboard ASMR
on your keyboard.
Yeah, we're gonna do clicking noises, and I want chat to tell us which one sounds the best.
Wait, Nick, why are you on chat saying "What up, everybody"?
I'd like to say what's up. I interact with our audience, Kevin.
Kevin, do you want to be a part of this as well?
You know, I really don't. If I'm being 100% honest.
I'm gonna put you third. All right, here we go. All right, the order is in assets, okay?
Okay.
So everybody act according.
Everyone be cool, okay?
Are you calling out the order?
We're going to kick this off with the first
person, second person.
Yes, I will host this, or unless Andy wants to do it, but I can host this section. We can do the first person who can go. Let me look at the list. Who's it going to be? Okay. First person go now.
Very good first person.
Okay, good first person. Great.
This is the best content.
The audio listeners say we never do anything for them. You know?
This is for you, audio listeners.
This is for you, audio listeners. Are you going to announce the second person?
I'm sorry. Second person, go now.
Great job, second person.
Great job, second person. Great job. All right, third person, go now. That had some power to it.
Third person, great job.
Great job, third person. All right, final person, go now.
Fourth person, your shit's weak.
Fourth person, definitely bring that keyboard and put it at your desk when we go to the studio.
Listen.
That's gonna be the one we
Here's the thing. We're gonna talk about this. I don't care. I spilled Diet Coke on my nice keyboard, so I've had this like bullshit, whatever Amazon keyboard for months.
By the way, I love. Okay, wait.
I'm sorry, I accidentally hit something. That's my bad.
All right, we have to go. We're gonna go to the live chat now and see live chat. We throw up your numbers. Who won that one?
Also, I have really long nails right now, and it makes it very hard to type.
I'm gonna vote for Joe.
I'm gonna vote for Joe too because it was delightful.
Joey, come on.
You're so weak.
Shit. Oh my
I
God.
knew as soon as it started, I'm like, great, another thing that they get to make fun of me for. I love doing this podcast. I take back what I said in my review yesterday.
We're seeing a lot of We're seeing a lot of twos. We're seeing a 4. It looks like 2 won it right now. One was
so
the best.
don't tell anybody. Don't tell because audio listeners got to come and do it. Audio listeners,
you gotta come.
We're gonna give you 5 seconds. I'm gonna count down right now. 5, 4. You better open up that cell phone app. 3, 2. Are you logged into YouTube? You better log in. 1.
Log in.
Enter in your option now. I'm the winner, everybody.
Okay, Andy just said he was winner. My favorite was Kevin's. That sounded dominant and also
So
like it broke
aggressive.
something. Like it broke something.
I was writing keystroke competition for the time codes.
Oh,
I like that.
I like that. That's kind of a meta sort of thing right there, Kevin. So when people listen back and they go, remember KindaFunny episode whatever podcast when there was that cool Easter egg where they'll look at the time codes and go, that was typed with Kevin's test.
Yes.
You know
what's funny is they're gonna not have to look too hard because the title of this episode is gonna be KindaFunny keyboard ASMR.
great. I'm sure we don't
Next-
want to go with Henry Cavill. You don't think that's more clickable?
No, people don't care about Henry Cavill. They don't give a shit.
It definitely should be. Can we get Henry Cavill on KO?
You want Henry Cavill? You go watch Henry Cavill in a video. He's got an Instagram. He's a lovely human being. He does jujitsu. Good for him. You want keyboard ASMR and or Joey? I'm gonna say it right now. We need to hide these cameras again. And we're gonna do some drinking ASMR now. That's what we're gonna do next. I want to hear everyone's drinks at their table.
This
Kevin,
is the worst
Nick,
podcast we've ever done.
Nick, do you have really cool lighting in your room? Because I would love to do. I'm a big fan of ASMR Glow. She's a fantastic ASMR artist.
Okay.
ASMR artist is what they call them.
That's cool as ice.
And I would love to sort of like recreate one of her thumbnails with you with like a pink light with you, the laptop, and like the
Really
title
all up
on
in the mic.
the title on the thumbnail be like the best keyboard ASMR triggers you'll ever hear, some shit like that, like with really cool font. Because I feel like that's gonna be more clickable than Henry Cavill. I'll be honest with you, Kevin.
People like me more than Henry Cavill. I have a lot of natural light. Is that what you're looking for?
No, I was something more dramatic, like the opposite of what you're actually saying.
I can't do that. We're gonna have to go with either Kevin or Tim. If we can get Tim, oh my God, let's get Tim to be. Everyone be cool. Everyone shut up. Andy, after this, I need you to just select him and say, hey, can you give me a picture of you holding your keyboard with your lights in the back? Don't tell him what it's for.
You're gonna Photoshop.
We'll Photoshop.
So we're putting him on the thumbnail, but he's not on the
picture
podcast.
on the thumbnail of like Tim does keyboard ASMR.
Okay.
And dirty for sure.
Just to mess with him.
All right, I'm slacking him right now with my winning keyboard sound.
Do you think it's gonna be? How dirty do you think his keyboard is right now, Kevin?
I don't think it's that dirty.
I bet
he's got a
it's
white
gross.
keyboard. That's the problem. It gets gross.
I bet you it's really gross.
You think it's grody?
Yeah.
I need to see a picture of Tim's
I don't
keyboard.
think it is.
It's always.
I'm gonna slack him and say, Tim, show us a picture of your keyboard. Stop being
I
a
think
coward.
Tim is way too clean. Like I walk into that dude's bedroom, I'm like, how is this so organized?
That's Gia.
That's Gia, exactly.
Tim has the side of the bed that he does, so he can hide stuff, and people can't see it when you walk past their room.
It's true.
Okay.
You have
Tim
the
also
picture of his
hides
thong
trophies
just
everywhere.
out and about, you know?
Ew, Tim's got a thong?
What?
Quiet. What did you say about Tim's thong?
This is the thumbnails I'm trying
It
to
was from the
recreate.
Justin Bieber thing.
Oh,
picture you
right.
guys
I remember
did.
that. Yeah, we got naked. That was the first time Pear texted me and was like, "You sure about this whole thing?" I was like, "I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I'm not."
These
So
are the
that's what you
thumbnails I'm
wanna
trying to
recreate?
recreate.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like,
Well, that's
very, very
natural light.
dramatic lighting. You know what I'm saying?
Is
Like
that this person that you're talking about, the ASM artist?
ASMR glow. Yeah, it's how I say ASMR glow. She's got one of those accents where you're like, I can't tell where you're from, but just keep
Yeah.
whispering and I'm falling asleep on this plane
Right.
1000%.
Yeah.
Do you guys like ASMR?
I love it, Joe. Oh yeah.
Oh, it
I
gives
don't
me the
grab it.
bad tingles.
Oh,
Really?
it's like I sleep to it on the weekends because I know I don't have to worry about missing an alarm on the weekend.
Does it make you sleep better?
Yeah, it relaxes me for sure. I used to. There was a kind of funny best friend that hooked it up one time, who works for Headspace, and he had listened to our episode about anxiety and was like, "Hey man, if you feel like you're having trouble sleeping because your mind is racing a lot, I can give you like a full year to Headspace if you want." I was like, "Yeah, sure, hell yeah." So I tried that out. The only problem was there wasn't enough ASMR because a lot of ASMR that I listen to on YouTube, it's just sounds and stuff like that. But there was like an old man with an English accent telling me like pretty much a bedtime story,
Yeah,
just
that's
reading to you, letting your mind
what it is.
wander.
Yeah.
But they would start off the story being like, now breathe in and let go and think about all the stress going away with you. And I was like, man, this is amazing, dude. I am feeling so relaxed right now. And it's something I listen to on the weekends again, Joe, because I don't have to worry about like, what if I leave my headphones in and the thing doesn't work, and my Bluetooth headphones, I don't want to just like, I'd rather fall asleep to it and not worry about my headphones getting lost in the bed or some bullshit.
This is all very interesting. I actually downloaded last night like a sleep noise app, just some like whatever one off of the App Store, because I always fall asleep listening to YouTube, just like general YouTube videos. It usually ends up being Hassan's because he posts like longer ones and it usually takes me like 20 minutes to fall asleep. Because I like just falling asleep to people talking, but I don't like the ASMR aspect of it. But if it's just somebody telling a bedtime story, then I might be like super into that.
There's also a very popular artist on TikTok, Joan. I'm sure you and Kevin have seen him often. If you all ever just have ever liked any cool art thing, it doesn't have to necessarily fall into I'm in the art side of TikTok. It's just he just pops up all the time, I feel. He's an older dude who like teaches, I think, art at a university or maybe a high school or something like that. And his art is like, he's a fucking crazy good realistic artist. But he's got this very generous way of talking, and when you look at this person's art, you'll notice the Keystroke, and like I'll just be watching his TikTok, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm dozing off. Like you have such a relaxing tone to your voice, and sometimes I'll just like scroll through that dude's TikTok all the time, and he'll be like, so people told me to share this one, and this you look at the line art, and it's fantastic, and it's so relaxing, dude. I can
He's
just
like an older guy.
Yeah, he's
Send it to me
the
next
older
time
dude,
you
Kevin.
see it.
Yeah, I think I've seen him. He's good.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen him because Kevin and I's TikTok algorithms are very similar. It's always just like the most spectacular things pop up on our stuff.
It's magic.
We're like, Nick, we're not in the best dancing TikTok. We're not in the best extreme sports TikTok. We're not. It's just like a variety of all the coolest shit possible. Like a crazy guitar thing. The next one, this dude does 7 backflips. And he has
the
one leg.
The trampoline house.
I love those kids.
Oh,
yeah, those are really cool too.
Those guys
are really
still
neat
doing
too.
that stuff.
Oh yeah,
those guys are insane, like literally insane. Those are the guys you're talking about. The guys that like jump out onto the trampoline and then flip back up onto the
They have
ledge.
like the big platform thing. Yeah.
yeah. And they're always like sponsored by Bang or something, and they have the cans that they put
always
down.
Bang.
Remember it's the did you see the one where the actual CEO of Bang like almost died?
No,
I did not.
Like she was flipping back up and she almost hit her forehead on the ledge they jump off of.
That's dangerous.
It was like really scary. Yeah, it was a really scary one.
You're telling me she almost banged her forehead?
Man.
It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. And you're welcome. You know what else you're welcome for? Our sponsors. We'd like to tell you about them right now.
This episode is brought to you by MeUndies. Of course, anybody that listens to this show knows that I absolutely love MeUndies, and you will rarely see me not wearing multiple articles of MeUndies clothing at any given time. Even right now, I got the shirt, I got the lounge pants, I got the undies, and I got the socks because I love covering myself in that soft micro-modal fabric. You can get your festive on with the new MeUndies holiday collection featuring classic plaids you know and love and sweater-inspired prints that will quickly become favorites. Their undies, loungewear, and sleepwear are made out of soft, breathable, stretchy fabrics that are ideal for sitting fireside with loved ones and a cup of hot cocoa. You can get the family photo you've always dreamed of with matching PJ sets. They're available in sizes extra small through 4XL, and MeUndies has a little something for everyone on your list. MeUndies has a great offer for you. First-time purchasers can get 15% off and free shipping. Your days of fighting for your life in the mall parking lot are over. To get 15% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/morning. That's MeUndies.com/morning. Next up, shout out to Trade Coffee. Whether you're a coffee nerd or a coffee newbie, you need to hear about Trade Coffee. They want to make every cup of coffee your best ever. Trade matches you to a selection of their over 400 craft coffees, all based on how you answer their coffee quiz. They consider whether you like French press, auto brew, or even cold brew, and pair you with the perfect choice. And if you don't love it, they'll replace it with a different bag for free. Trade Coffee is awesome. It's really fun to do the quiz and, just kind of learn a little bit more about the wild world of coffee that's out there. For you guys right now, Trade is offering your first bag free and $5 off your bundle at checkout. To get yours, go to drinktrade.com/kindafunny and use promo code KindaFunny. Take the quiz to start your journey to the perfect cup. That's drinktrade.com/kindafunny. Promo code KindaFunny for your first bag free and $5 off your bundle. And this holiday season, give the coffee lover in your life the gift of better coffee too. Again, that's drinktrade.com/kindafunny. Promo code KindaFunny. Next up, shout out to Audible. This episode is sponsored by Audible, and I bet you have discerning taste and you're always looking for something new to listen to. Well, you should check out Andy Weir's Project Hail Mary on Audible. It's an interstellar, science-based thriller from the best-selling author of The Martian that's skillfully performed by Ray Porter, who brings the already gripping tale to life with vibrant and witty narration. In it, a lone astronaut must save the Earth from disaster in an epic tale of discovery, speculation, and survival. It's part scientific mystery, part intergalactic journey, and all edge of your seat entertainment. This Audible Studios production of Project Hail Mary is a #1 New York Times audio bestseller and continues to top Audible's bestseller charts and garner rave listener reviews. You don't want to miss this. Listeners are already calling it's the highest order of geekgasm metal. You can go to audible.com/Project Hail Mary and listen now. That's audible.com/Project Hail Mary. Finally, shout out to HBO Max. 'Tis the season to discover exclusive originals, addictive series, and award-winning performances. And you can get into the holiday spirit with Max originals like 8-Bit Christmas, a stop-motion animation extravaganza. Or, if classics are more your speed, they have you covered there too with Elf, Miracle on 34th Street, The Polar Express, Gremlins. Of course, that's a Christmas movie. And if you haven't seen it in a while, it's hilarious, so go check it out. Who could have forgot everyone's favorite, A Christmas Story? HBO Max is the streaming home of over 13,000 hours of addictive series, blockbuster movies, and exclusive originals. Turn binge-worthy watching new favorites into your next holiday tradition. You guys, I've been loving HBO Max. I've been loving it a lot. There's so much fun stuff to watch, whether it's reality shows like F-Boy Island or the upcoming Matrix Revolutions. Get hyped. I can't wait to see it. Visit hbo.ax/KFDEC to start streaming on your favorite devices today. That's hbo.ax/KFDEC to start streaming on your favorite devices today. It's a kind of funny December. KFDEC. Check it out.
And here we are. We're back.
I'm trying to find this dude. I thought I followed him, actually. I guess I don't. I'm a disappointment. You all keep talking, and I'm just going to look for his.
It's funny because people, and while Andy's looking for that, I always forget about ASMR, but it does calm me. But I wouldn't be able to sleep to that, Joe. I need constant sound when I sleep. I sleep to like white noise or wind, things like that. If I need to calm myself. But yeah, I can't speak to someone talking to me because I always be afraid the guy would be like, "Hello, welcome to the calm story. Here's now some. I want you to breathe in, breathe out. Don't think about the new studio. don't think about the people in the studio. And then I'm like, I'm thinking about the fucking studio, right? I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about texting Kevin right now, 2:00 in the morning. Let's talk. When this studio's done, Kevin, we're getting hammered. We are getting
I'm gonna
drunk.
get so
We're
wasted.
getting
I
so
can't.
drunk for
I
2
need-
days. I want to get drunk and get steaks with you. That's what we're gonna do.
I'm so down for that.
That is
Just you
a
and me. No
very
one else.
specifically you two thing.
We're going
I
to-
like.
we're- I'm gonna make. I'm telling you right now, make an epic steakhouse reservation, and we're just gonna get
steak.
liquored up.
Love it.
And when they
love
say,
it.
"What do you want?" I'm gonna be like this: "Bring me
Everything.
steak,
One of each,
just
please.
steak. How many?
The
How
whole
much of a
thing.
cow could you give me right now?
Can you bring the cow over? I'll just eat the fucking thing as it's standing right in front of me, as long as I got a bottle of bourbon in front of me, and no more studio.
Wait, speaking of falling asleep to TikToks, you guys ever like fall asleep and then wake up like 3 hours later and the same
And it's
TikTok's
still
been
playing.
looping and you're just like, fucking, how long has this person been in my brain?
Oh my god, that's so.
I've done
dangerous.
that, but then like rolled over on my phone and accidentally sent it to people. It's some weird shit, and they're probably like, "Why?"
That
And then I
explains a
feel like,
lot,
"Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to send that to you." I also need another. I need some white noise something because I've been reading a lot, but I don't like to read in like complete silence because it freaks me out.
Really?
No, yeah, it's too quiet. I need
I
like
have to,
something
yeah.
to kind of distract my brain, but it can't be. It's the best when I'm at my parents' house because my mom's usually watching some like this bullshit TV show or game show or like the 70th episode of Judge Judy. And then I can tune that out and just have noise. But I need
See, I
something
can't-
for this.
For me, I can't do music. I'm always tapping along and
Yeah, or singing along. I need like a Sigur Rós or something that doesn't have lyrics.
like if I'm listening to music, I am constantly mimicking the kick drum pedal with either my actual foot or my toe. Like I'm doing like whenever the kick hits and I'm hitting the or I'm doing the snare on my right toe and the kick on the left toe and just kind of mimicking the drum. I'm just always doing that whenever there's music playing, and I can't not do that when I'm trying to fall asleep. So if I am listening to music, it definitely has to be more like no percussion, just like sort of spacey sounding synths and kind of like
I didn't mean Sigur Rós. I meant Explosions in the Sky. But like all of that kind of stuff.
yeah. Very
Yeah, see, I can't do
experimental.
that stuff. I can't fall asleep to music. I can't be reading while someone else is watching TV. I don't know how anyone does that. I remember like I had friends that would study and have music on. I cannot retain information if there's something else happening in my brain. I can't even actually do like After Effects work if like I'm watching. I can't listen to a podcast and do work as well. It's very. very
I'm
weird.
really good at that.
I can't. I think your brain just works differently than mine. Then you must
Yeah.
be wired different, man. Because
Wait.
I'm like that when I'm reading, Nick.
Yeah,
I definitely can't read and do that. But if I'm just like working in Photoshop, like it's podcasts and music for sure. And by the way, I found the dude on TikTok. His name is Arted Guru.
He showed
Arted Guru.
I feel like
Let's talk a little bit about modern art.
Oh yeah.
Some of it doesn't feel like art right away,
he's
like
so
this
good.
one
Oh,
called
this is a
Portrait
great
of
one.
Ross.
And it's just not that's not always his delivery. Sometimes he's in a mood where he has to be louder and he'll talk about whatever he's showing. But a lot of times it's just in that it's that dulcet tone. It's in that range and it's very soft and oh man, it's so nice and comforting, dude. And he's just like a really great artist with always it's always fans of his sending him like, yo, check this dude's art out. And he'll be like, thanks for everybody for sending me this thing. I have an opinion on it and I'm going to talk about it. And it's really, really good.
That's pretty awesome. That's when you, by the way, and it's always awesome when you can do that and also actually have a good opinion, unlike when we look at people's work. Do you think that if I got on TikTok and just showed people how much Diet Coke I consume in one day, do you think they would want to see that or they would call someone?
I think you would find an
it's
audience.
not the weirdest thing.
No, it's definitely like I saw one guy who's like going to do the Fortnite dance every day until he had sex. And so he was just stitching his own videos and it would be like 7 versions of him, like 7 days into doing the Fortnite dance until I have sex. And it's like the same dance that he's doing.
Yeah.
But just 7 days of it.
That's
like all playing simultaneously. And so there's all sorts of shit for everything.
My
Yeah,
question
there's
is
the
that
guy
would
that
be-
was trying to get the seagull to come to be his pet.
That was awesome. That guy was awesome. Didn't the seagull eventually like die or some shit?
No, I
the
think it
seagull
left.
Flew off for,
It just
It like
flew off.
migrated or
Migrated,
something, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do.
There's
Interesting.
another. I'm just gonna talk about TikToks that I love,
Okay.
channels that I love that I recommend.
Oh, this is a fun one.
Um,
Maybe we'll actually get Nick on TikTok.
Mommy Farmer.
I love her.
Love her. She's such a sweetheart. Nick, she has 3 corgis. She's got a farm with a bunch of different animals. And it's just kind of the day-to-day of her corgis waking up and getting really excited to go out. And then they walk by the pig place. And it's just, she has such a nice, wholesome way of talking to the animals. And it's just sweet. It's very kind. It's very endearing.
All of her goats are named after Tombstone characters. It's very fun.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Like Wyatt Earp.
Exactly.
That's cool as ice. Like Doc Holliday.
She has a bunch of them.
Has anyone seen the TikToker that is she has like a farm and she's like a bunch of emus and one emu keeps trying to kill her. And she does the hand thing to stop it because those
That's
get me all the time. And the emu's name is Karen, so she's like, "Stop it, Karen."
That's a really, really great one.
I got to figure out. I got to ask Greg what my login is for TikTok. Maybe it's
just
time.
go in there and say "forgot your password."
Maybe it's time. I don't know. Who the hell knows what Greg put in there? I'm just so hesitant to get on another social media platform because I'm so garbage at using the other 3 that I'm already on.
Don't make stuff. Just watch stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
If the urge to make stuff happens, do it.
But the more I watch stuff, the less I want to make stuff. Because I'm like, these guys are doing it. They're already better at it. I'm not.
Well,
trying
no, that's
to do
good though. We're saying don't make stuff.
Yeah, but then it just feels like a waste of time because I'm already like looking endlessly scrolling through Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And so when I get to TikTok, I'm just like, oh Christ, is it one more thing that I'm just going to be jealous of all these younger people?
Quit giving your view time to Daddy Facebook and Zuckerberg. Give your view time to Tencent, another terrible company.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was like, I don't think the people behind TikTok are any better than them.
I feel like I spend way less time on any other social media app.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys picked up TikTok and it's done. TikTok is what Snapchat wanted to be as far as like the how much it's taking up people's time and consciousness in the world, right? Like Snapchat was like, it was hot for a hot second, but TikTok I would have thought would have gone away a long time ago, but it is here.
No, I think it fills the Vine void more than Snapchat because Snapchat is more of like a direct communication thing
now. But like back when it came out, remember Snapchat was supposed to be like it.
Oh, they had all those like different channels and stuff like that.
Yeah, they were trying for a hot second.
Yeah, because the thing I've said it a million times, but the thing that I absolutely love about TikTok is that it's because it's a different viewing experience because the input to output from the user to the content is so much different than you don't open up YouTube and just watch videos and let the recommendation feed go. You go to YouTube to watch the thing you were planning on watching. Yeah. With TikTok, because the videos are so short, you're getting fed the most popular TikTok and the next one only has 20 likes on it. And it's good. And you're like, oh shit, I want to like this because this person doesn't even have a big following and they're being fed to me somehow. Like it's not prioritizing, it's not having the problem that YouTube has had for a long time of just like, you can't make it on YouTube unless you are absolutely extraordinary and you go viral on Twitter and then people start to learn about your YouTube. You can't just make a YouTube right now and pop off. You can make a TikTok right now and pop the fuck off if you're doing something really interesting.
I wonder about this though because we've talked about this before, and like with YouTube specifically, like, and Instagram is one thing that I'm just fascinated by because I'm losing every time I post on that, I lose followers, and I think it's because they're trying so heavily to compete with TikTok that they're prioritizing video and their reels for referrals for the platform. So I mean I don't even know because I guess there's not even that level of discoverability on Instagram, but like I wonder if YouTube's the same way because YouTube has that reels style, right? They have those the short videos, and I'm wondering if we made more of those, if that would actually like pop us up more in the algorithm for YouTube.
I think
like that's actually like a thing right now where they're boosting people that are using shorts.
They're realizing that TikTok is a threat, like
for sure. Well, it's not a threat. I mean, everything's a threat to there's only so much attention span the world has, so. And YouTube is super saturated now.
It's one of those things where when people do the watch time analytics, they notice that like every year TikTok is by far getting more and more hours per user.
Oh, I don't even doubt that. I would actually put money on the fact that the average person who goes to TikTok versus YouTube stays on TikTok longer. I'm pretty sure that keeps them in that ecosystem. because you're absolutely right. You go to YouTube for the most part. Like
I go to YouTube because Digital Foundry has a new video on that new game that I want to see a breakdown on, and it's 20 minutes, and I'll watch it, and then that's it. And I don't really watch anything else on YouTube anymore. Right. But I'll open up TikTok, and it's not always stuff I care about, but who cares? Because I could swipe by it really quickly, and it's gone. And even though I spent 40 seconds watching that one video, it wasn't great, but the next 3-second video was incredible, and I laughed so hard. Like it's so user friendly, and it's the only way to grow right now. It is the only way to grow your content. If you're not doing stuff on TikTok, you really are like fucking up right now. And I'm stoked that Roger and us at KindaFunny are kind of taking that initiative and pushing that because I think it's great to, even when I see like Nick, I get so many TikToks of like Bobby Lee's podcast pop up on my feed.
I get all of the like Impractical Joker podcast stories, and I don't know why.
I get clips from Bobby Lee and the redhead comedian Nick from Dave.
Santino,
I get their best friends.
Bad friends. Yeah, they're so unbelievably mean to each other.
I'll get clips from that pop up. I get a bunch of just random Theo Von clips. And it's always like random people stand-ups I'll get as well. And that's like the absolute way to grow, to make an impression in that short amount of time.
Where was I? I was talking to some comics, and there was a guy that had been a comic for like 10 years in New York. Really, really good comic. And I forget the guy's name. Came out here and like sold out Cobb's like for an entire weekend. And this happens sometimes because like they'll be like, you know, if you have a huge social following, you'll be able to do that. But what was amazing was that he was literally had devoted his life to being a stand-up and was doing really good stand-up. He's a great stand-up comic, but he never had that platform, and then figured it out on TikTok, and now he's packing audiences into live spaces because he's got like 1 million followers on TikTok, and he's like, hey, come here, and that's amazing. Like, so you're absolutely spot on, and I think that is the power of that platform. It just looks exhausting.
It's always a really good clip from a stand-up, and then it'll crossfade or cross-dissolve into their tour dates.
Yeah.
And it's so smart. It's so smart, dude. Yeah. Like, and it happens more often than not, where I've never heard of this comedian, but fuck, that's a really funny joke. And I enjoyed that little bit you did on whatever. I
know. And what's crazy is I'm at a point now where, because we're in a good market in San Francisco, I'll see people on Instagram, and then like a month later, I'll be like, oh, that was really funny, and I'll follow the guy. Totally anecdotally, just randomly see it on that. And then like a month or two later, they'll perform at Punchline for the Sunday showcase. And I'll just be like watching them, be like, huh, I followed that guy on, and it's like it's very surreal. Because normally we meet people and then I follow them, right? Normally we'll have someone on the podcast, or I'll see someone who's like, oh, I'm going to follow you. Because I'm pretty conservative with my follows on social media. I don't like to have to wade through a lot of stuff. I like just the people that I like, and I don't want anything more. Thank you. No, thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg. But it's pretty cool. I don't know. We got to do it.
I really think, Nick, that like I was so hesitant to do TikTok because I thought I had seen what the ratio of bad to good content was. When my ex-girlfriend would use TikTok, and it's like, man, these are hitting like 30% of the time. Like, why are you wasting your time on this? This is not worth it. But once you start to curate better, it gets so entertaining, and I legitimately like will get insanely funny gaming TikToks, and the next one will be this like physicist that I follow that'll just say super interesting stuff about the universe and why that star exploded and why we see it so many light years later. Like, it's just really interesting little tidbits like that. It's not just for comedy. It's also just really interesting facts about whatever the hell, depending on what TikTok you fall into.
It's, you know what it is? It's like every single time you're scrolling through a news feed and you just read the headline and you're like, cool, I got it. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been like, oh, I read this article the other day about yada, yada, yada. And Dee will like, tell me about that. I'm like, oh, let me rephrase. I read the headline the other day about yada, yada, yada. She's like, yeah, that's what I thought. One of us reads, one of us just podcasts. But I know, here's what we're going to do. Over the break, I'm going to get on TikTok. And I'm going to start making TikToks. Or at least watching TikTok so I can have some context. Let me dial it back. I'm going to get my login from Greg from TikTok over the break.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, Nick, you'd be surprised of like,
oh, I guarantee I'll like it.
It doesn't even have to be.
I got to be cool.
Which
I think
means
when
now that we can send Nick TikToks, which is the second best part about TikTok.
You can
Nick
always
Talk.
send me TikToks, by the way, because you can just click and just not open it up in the app. It'll open it up online, but
Yeah,
it only shows me
Yeah,
half
but
of it.
but
it
there's
makes
like
it
a
harder to
cadence to
send.
sending it through
Yeah.
the app where you
I get the
like
gist.
picking everybody. Like
Yeah, I get
sometimes
the
I only send stuff to like Nick and Mike or to Andy and Mike.
when I get like
versus
predominantly
Kevin or-
Mexican ones, Joey, it's like, all right, Kevin will understand it because it has Spanish. My brother and Sancho
Yep.
West will love this one.
Mhm.
Nick, like you'll be surprised at like how many TikToks pop off where it's just a person with an interesting thought, not trying to make content,
Yeah.
not trying to be a super stand-up comedian. It's just like, I posted a clip of when we were doing Mortal Kombat in review. We watched Annihilation,
Mhm.
and I was like, "What's going on? What's going on in this clip?" And I just like recorded my phone, and it did really well with a lot of people that aren't even kind of funny fans. They just scroll upon it and go, "Oh my god, fucking awful movie, dude! One of the worst
Yeah.
video game movies ever." Like, and random people just kind of like want to say their piece to interact with it to let you know what their experience was of that movie. And the next thing you know, there's 7,000 people that watched it and 700 people that liked it, and it's like I didn't expect that to do well, but that's pretty neat. And then yeah, it's really cool when things eventually do pop off. You're like, I just said a random shower thought that I had the other day. That's really fucking cool. And there it is. It's really popular now. And it's not making me any better of a TikToker, but I also didn't have to plan a video for it. I wasn't like
No, I
creating
mean, that's
content and producing and making graphics. Just like, oh, it just popped off. Cool. Awesome.
that's obviously why people are drawn to the platform, right? Because there's a brevity to it. There's a quickness to which you can do all this stuff and get that quick hit of either entertainment or whatever else you're going to get from it. And I get that. But then part of me just thinks, oh God, if it's that fast, can it be meaningful? Is it a meaningful use of my time?
I feel like one of my favorite TikTokers is this kid named Connor D. Wolf, and he
It's a
does a lot
badass
of
name.
content about ADHD, and it's watching it. It's like, oh man, I 100% have ADHD.
Oh, this
and
guy's
it's like,
really good.
Yeah, and it's like it really like introduces you to things that you might not know about, and it's like legitimately, there's some videos where I'm like, oh my god, this. What he's talking about is is how I experience the world, and I've never had anyone address it. And because it's 30 seconds to a minute long,
Interesting.
it's quick, it's in, it's out, and it's like, oh wow, maybe this is something I should look into.
Yeah, as
That's-
I was, Kevin, no joke, like as I was going through my kind of process to start medication and all that, like I had seen some of his videos, like, oh my God, like it just sort of further reinforces, and some of it is also almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like sometimes you watch these things to like hope to kind of
Confirmation.
get
Yeah.
get that
You get the
confirmation in there.
confirmation bias there. Yeah.
But goddamn, like again, it's like Kevin's learning stuff from a random guy who talks about ADHD and how it affects us on the daily, and the next one,
Side talk.
Michael Howard is ruining my TikTok.
I love it.
Michael Howard is ruining my fucking TikTok feed because he sends me the worst like painful injuries of people just getting knocked off their fucking
Was it the
ass.
girl that got hit by the car trying to go to like
yeah.
the bachelorette bus?
Yeah,
Yes.
that one really got me too. Where it was like,
And then-
oh,
and
I
then
don't
it's
want
all-
this in my feed.
And then it's all just shit that like it's stuff that I wasn't really wanting out of TikTok. I'm like, God damn it, Mike. Now I'm just getting like silly people getting hurt and stuff like that. It's not what I wanted, but it's funny. So thank
First
you,
off,
Mike.
Mike Howard, Snowbike Mike, should be a megastar on TikTok. Does he actually do TikToks? Does he post
He
them?
literally started like this
Yeah, he
week, I
just
think,
started.
making videos.
He
Wait,
needs
really?
to- if I were Mike,
I
and
think
this
I
is what
saw like one or two maybe last night.
this is what we should push him to do.
Mhm.
All he needs to do is once a day post on TikTok and tell everyone to have a good day. Like, hey everyone, it's Monday, and just get everyone hyped up. It's like
The
your
new
Monday
noodles, the
dose
pug
of
kind
hype.
of thing.
That's all he needs to do. He's the most inspirational human being I've ever been around in my life. We should just tell him, get on there and just tell everyone to have a good Monday in your voice, or a good Tuesday or a good Wednesday or whatever. I bet he would blow up when it comes to that. 'Cause
The
there'd be
stuff
so
that
much-
I want to get huge is just the moment to moment conversations that we have, where it's Oh, I love Mondays. No, you fucking don't, Mike. I love Mondays. I love washing my clothes and going to the dentist. No, you don't. Like you're a fucking liar. Stop. You don't like that shit. Like it's those conversations that like I really find funny when I see other people doing it on TikTok.
But those are bits though, right? Like those are bits that people do back and forth. They don't.
No.
Do people post a lot of stuff like tear outs from podcasts and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you say Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino.
Yeah, but it's
like
not only them. It's like
sound and stuff like that. You know that one?
No, I don't.
Andy?
Wait,
what did you just call it?
Say it again.
Tupperware?
Say it again. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Tupperware.
Yeah,
the guy being like, Tupperware, right? No, say it again. Say that one more time. Tupperware. How do you spell in that? T-U-B-B? No, my guy. It's T-U-P-P-E-R. The fuck are you talking about? It's Tupperware with a P.
All those dumb little things.
You say my whole life I've been saying Tupperware? It's just good moments like that.
Just as like the person who makes those kind of mistakes, like
You're
Josh,
not the only
right?
person.
You know, right?
You're
Josh.
not the only person.
Let's calm down on those.
We had a perfect 1-2 punch yesterday, Kevin. I can't remember what it was, but it was me and you going back and forth with words that you didn't know a word. And then I was like, yeah. And then a second later, I was like, yeah. And then I was like, nuclear. And you're like, that's not a word. You're not doing that. That's not even a word. I was like, there's 2 nuclears. You're like, no, there's not.
Oh,
there's
it's
not
chimney. It was chimney.
Oh,
yeah.
chimney.
Kevin's like, chimney. And Andy's
like,
like,
no,
why are you putting another I in that?
There's no I after the M. It's just chimney.
And he's like, wait, what are you talking about?
Chimney.
Chimney.
What am I saying?
And then Nick thought nuclear there was 2 different words of it. And I was like, no. I was like, what I brought up was, no, Kevin, you're saying chimney. You're doing the thing that George Bush did when he would say nuclear.
Yeah.
There's no U after the C. It's nuclear.
Right. And I grew up with George Bush, so I thought nuclear and nuclear were 2 different words to describe 2 different things.
He was like, yeah, like a nuclear family. I was like, no, it's all just nuclear.
It's all one word.
It's just
all one word.
It's just one word. Anyway, that's our recap of the kind of funny content for the week.
Yeah, that was fun. Which we should be doing on TikTok, and hopefully we will be doing.
I just wanted to get in my bag right there, because I don't know. I think that there's so many opportunities, and there's a lot of people out there that listen to our content that want to do what we do, and I just want to let you all know that, like, just TikTok is where it's at, and if you're not trying to grow there, then you're not gonna grow at all.
It's interesting though, because people who want to do what we do, by the time you get to what we're doing, don't make the mistake of wanting to do what we do and then spend 10 years trying to get to what we're doing and then miss the next trend, which I think is what Andy's talking about a little bit. Stay with whatever platform is going to get the message out quickest and fastest for you, I would say, because that's the one thing that I think we did. We're okay at it, but I don't think we're ever like leading stuff, you know.
Well, the reason why I think that our YouTube numbers grew a lot faster back in the day, even before I joined the company, was that the podcast was broken up into topics. And like, I legitimately don't think that YouTube cares about pushing long form content. I don't think that that's what YouTube
They don't
push
care.
to recommendation feeds.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Back the last time I studied it was like 10 years ago, and what they wanted was just people to be on the platform longer. So if you started that long chain of people being on the platform longer, they would recommend you. But that was like back in the start days.
Yeah, I just don't think it's like that. I think they're pushing shorter and shorter content, which is why every big YouTuber would try to make videos that were 10 minutes and 1 second or above. Because if you hit the 10-minute mark, you're going to get more monetization, but it's still short enough to where
People can watch 5 of them.
Yeah, it's going to be it's easier to digest, and I don't think that people are clicking on long content because it's long content, and the people that are clicking are either super big into Kinda Funny, or they're really interested in that whatever game we're talking about or that movie we're talking about.
Yeah.
So the in-review stuff does pop off, but you know, when I post like I posted that Matrix thing, and it's 15 minutes long, and that gets pushed out to our Kinda Funny audience, and I feel like that should get pushed out to a lot of other people, but I feel like our channel, what did you call it earlier, Nick? That we're what? We're shadow banned.
Oh, we are shadow banned. Yeah.
And Nick said, I don't know what that means, but I think I believe it. But yeah, I feel like the longer form content is just sort of not getting prioritized by any sort of algorithm. And TikTok is where you grow in order to push people towards the long form content.
TikTok's so interesting because it has like the highest rate of being able to get users and followers off of TikTok to follow you on other platforms. And then I think
I've followed like 3 Twitch streamers, Joe, off of TikTok.
Totally. I follow so many people on Instagram now and Twitter too. But I also think that the viewing habits for YouTube are different, where like I think podcasting as a medium, if you listen to podcasts, you're used to just like listening to it in your car and breaking it up into segments, where that's not the viewing habit, I think, for most people that use YouTube. And so going back to finishing those videos that are really long are just not what people are into. So I agree with the breakouts of topics.
You think should we make our podcasts like 45 minutes? Just cut it off right there. Because I definitely don't think it's a discoverability problem for the headlines on our podcast. Let's go through the headlines we have real quick on the last 5 or 6 episodes. And I tell you, these are gold. Why would you not be searching for we decide our next cosplay?
Right.
Yeah.
Or Andy cried last night. Which for some reason, you fucking savages out there, 5,000 more people than our average watcher watched Andy cried last night. Like, well, I'll remember like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, Andy's when we were doing a podcast like this where by the way, Tim couldn't be here because he actually heard a rumbling in his closet, opened his closet door, 2 snakes right to the nipple.
3 anacondas,
3 anacondas, right, 1 each nipple.
He couldn't let Moose get attacked. He had to take one for the team.
Moose actually, crazy plot twist. Moose was the one that hired him.
He was one of the snakes.
Oh my gosh.
He was a Pomeranian dressed as an anaconda, little ball of snake. For some reason, Andy was like, people really like obscure headlines that show who we are or like are embarrassing for us. And it's very true because one of the best performing videos we've had in the last month was our most embarrassing moments exposed. And it's Kevin falling on his lower back on a wood staircase outside is the headline.
Kevin, my mom brought that video up because my dad showed it to her. She goes, "Pobrecito, that looks so painful." It is one of the highlights of my year, though.
Painful.
God, that was a good moment. I can't. Did you post that on TikTok, Kevin?
No, I posted that on
Instagram.
Oh, you gotta post that on TikTok.
You gotta post
That's
it on
gonna
TikTok,
do great.
I can't make content. I'm so exhausted all the time. I can't make content.
I know that's my other
For
problem.
You
anything.
just sync it up with the "oh no" sound.
Kevin, you put that.
You'll
No,
be
you
fine.
just put that shit on the KindaFunny TikTok. Have Roger do it and have the robot lady voice go, "I fell really hard today," and it's just the hardest fall I ever took, and it's just that's it. That's all it is. That's all it needs to
Roger,
be.
if you can hear
Roger,
that,
if you're
clip it out.
God, that was the funny thing. I lost my train of thought. Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm with Kevin on this one, right? Because I love it, but I think one of the reasons why I don't want TikTok is that I'll feel like I should be making videos on that platform. Like I do every time I open up Instagram. I think, oh, I'm at a comedy show. I should be doing a reel or a story or whatever the frick Instagram has now, and try to be excitable. But I just want a Diet Coke and I want to be left alone for 5 minutes before I go up on stage. And that's kind of how I feel. But
This is also interesting because I've never felt the compulsion to make content like you guys have, where it's like I've posted like 3 pictures on Instagram in the last year.
I never post on Instagram.
And I have no problem just like scrolling through TikTok with like no real tug to like actually make content for it.
yeah, I guess that's probably because you're a much more well-adjusted human being than me. And I'm willing to admit that now. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just because when I see people having fun making content, I want to do that. It's fun for me. I see people on stage crushing it. I go, I want to be up on stage crushing it too. It's inspirational for me. But there's a certain level of anxiety that comes along with that, where I'm like, I don't understand that game. You know, there's a part of my brain that's like, you have to do this for years to get good at it. But I guess that's not necessarily the TikTok way. Maybe that's the magic of TikTok, is you can dip your toe in and have some funny stuff to say and get some views. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything special. It's like the craziest thing. Like it's
but see, that breaks my brain because for so long I'm like, in the back of my brain I'm like, man, we would get 1 million subscribers if we just tried a little harder. But I guess if TikTok's like, you don't have to try. I'm like, oh, what?
I mean, you could try and you would still pop off when people notice what it took to make that. Like, there's some of the most difficult shit on TikTok, or it's that one guy who was like, hey, to prove to you that we live in a simulation and nothing is real, you could just say shit to anybody. You could just say whatever you want to anybody. It doesn't matter. and he like walks into some place and he's like, "Hey, I'm here to pick up some packages." And he's like holding the camera down and like just recording himself. And the guy's like, "All right." And he's like, "Hey, did you hear Danny Video got an OnlyFans?" And he's like, "No." And you hear the guy go, "No way." He goes, "Oh yeah, let me tell you. Like he's a short guy, but that he is packing. It is crazy." He's like, "All right, see you later, man." And he leaves the place and he brings the phone back up. He's like, "I'm never gonna see that dude again. I wasn't even picking up packages." Like, it's just like random shit like that you could like. I love shit like that. I love when people are kind of like in their element and being creative in ways that you don't have to have a giant production. It could just be a really funny, creative thought that makes you go, "Oh my God, you're right. I've never thought of that before," but you're totally right. There's tons of shit like that as well that I think you could easily excel at. Or just breaking out little comedy bits, Nick. It's just,
people do
here's
that
a
lot,
stupid
too.
joke that people really, really like. Or walking down the street and be like, "You know what I noticed?" And it's the stupid thing you noticed. And then people will go, "Oh my God, fuck, I was in my mom's car and blah, blah, blah happened," and people interact with it, and then it starts getting picked up. And
I've
but
never
then I
had
feel
a
like there's
unique
always gonna be-
experience in my life. Like everyone's like, "Oh fuck, everybody does that," or everybody thinks that way.
or somebody randomly was like, "You ever notice, you ever think about the fact that people talk about you in the same way that you talk about other people?"
Yeah.
Like right now, somebody is probably talking about you.
Yeah.
And you just don't know it. And I was like, "Oh my God, it's got to be true." Like,
Andy, I don't know how much of today's Twitch stream you actually watched, but I had one of those where like I got really upset that the letter W is just double U, and like that bothers me a lot. Like, why doesn't it have its own name?
because it's
Should
not
be double
pronounced.
V.
It's not
Should be
pronounced like
double V.
That's
ooh.
true.
Yeah.
Should be double V. And
Well, I
ladies and
mean, but
gentlemen,
like it should be its own letter, right? Like everything else, like there's no double N for M. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Weird.
Wait, hold on. Isn't double V? Isn't it called W in Spanish?
It is called W in Spanish, which
Exactly.
another language that is like, oh yeah,
Better.
let's not give this letter its own name. Let's just call it double of another letter.
I guess
'cause
the
it
other
looks like
question
titties.
though, I guess M is the only other one that would have like two.
Because
someone
well,
chat
no,
brought
M
that
is
up. That was
like
great response.
M should be 1.5 N's.
But if
Ladies
it's
and gentlemen,
lowercase, then it's two.
Nick,
we're
just,
gonna
ladies
end
and
the
gentlemen.
podcast on
There you
that.
go.
That's been your Kind of Funny podcast for this week. Patreon supporters, we're about to head straight into the Patreon only post show, and I got a hilarious question to ask you guys on this, which is I think you're gonna really enjoy. Before that, though, I want to throw this out there to Andy as a challenge. Now, Andy, you played through the Matrix. Enter the Matrix like simulation or whatever the heck it was, right?
I did our videos up on Kind of Funny Games YouTube.
And I also did that on Twitch today. So what I'd love to do, and I think mine was about 15 to 20 minutes too.
I
would
was
love-
shouting out at you all and being like, "Do this, hit R1 to fly faster through the world." Like,
So what I'd love to do, ladies and gentlemen, is do a side-by-side video where both those videos play out, just so you can see my approach and Andy's
Nick, yours
approach.
is 45 minutes long, just so you know.
I crash cards for like 25 minutes.
it's fun. That's part of the physics.
It is
I
fun.
don't know, were
It
you
looks
having
amazing.
fun, Nick?
I had
30
a great
minutes
time
in. would
today.
you- okay.
Yeah, it was fun. I was trying to figure out what the hell those red circles do, but I guess we'll never know. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to serve you.